I'm Mark Dresner, and this is Research TV, brought to you by the Market Research Event, the largest and most comprehensive conference in the world dedicated to increasing the business value of insights. Joining me today is Dipanjan Chatterjee. He is with the Trend and Strategic Planning function at Target. Dipanjan, welcome to Research TV.
Thank you.
Tell us briefly a little bit about your role and responsibilities before we get started.
Sure. So within Target, I'm a part of a product design and development group that focuses on our financial products and services. So a couple examples of those would be our Target gift cards, our Target Red Card, and our Target Debit Card, and also our 5% Today and Everyday Rewards program. So part of my job is to focus on identifying trends, insights, opportunities in the financial services world, but obviously Target is a retailer at heart, so I'm also looking at the retail world. I'm looking at emerging technologies, social media, things like that. That's part of my role. The other part of my role is strategic planning, in which I work with senior level leadership to identify 3 to 5 year roadmaps and visions around what we want to accomplish as a business unit within Target.
Okay, terrific. I want to stick with the trend side right now, if we could, of your role. What's the greatest challenge that you face there?
The greatest challenge is actually not seizing the information that I'm going after. I find that after a couple years of doing trend, I figured out ways to get the right information and the insights, whether it be through my team, through other people in the company, or external firms. Identifying those people and those networks and that information comes with time. The biggest challenge in my role is what to do with that information, who to send that information to, and how to make it actionable. Those are the biggest challenges, and sustaining that is by far the biggest challenge.
Interesting. This is sort of related to that, and that is, what does it take to succeed in the position that you're in?
So a principle that I live by at Target with Trend is Carpe Diem. And Carpe Diem obviously means seize the day, or can be translated into seize the day. And the way I look at it is it's a choice that I make every day as a trend person, because a lot of folks in my building, in my business, are very good at running their particular businesses, whether it be a product or a service or managing a loyalty program. And they're expected to deliver exceptional results within those specific categories. So they're allowed to focus in on very specific parts of the Target business. Conversely, my role is the opposite. My role is to wake up every day and look around what's happening not only at Target, across the enterprise, outside of Target, inside the retail industry, inside financial services, and inside other industries that may not make sense to look at first, but we can draw insights from there as well. So to answer your question, it's continuously making the choice to go out and seize information from diverse sources. It's making the choice to find information and have uncomfortable conversations with people that you're not really sure what's going to come out of it when you begin the conversation, but by the end, you begin to figure out, okay, I'm getting some information from this person. I'm not really sure how it's going to translate, but I know that's my job, is to go back and work with my team to translate it into something that's applicable to the folks that I serve with insights.
You kind of alluded to this, and I want to step back to it, and that is, what steps, if any, have you taken to ensure that the information and the insights that you have, that people are exposed to these things and can take advantage of them?
Sure. So one of the things that we have really been successful with is utilizing an existing technology tool within Target that was launched about a year ago. And it was launched by a company called Socialcast, which essentially creates these social media platform solutions for large enterprises like Target. What Target did was they took that technology and they named it Red Talk. And what Red Talk does is it essentially combines the best features of things like Facebook and Twitter. And one of the things that we really loved about Red Talk was it offered the ability to use hashtags. And so at the beginning of 2012, my teammate Rachel Nelson and I created and published a group of about 6 key trends that would impact the people in my ecosystem, about 1,600 people in my building. And previously, the way we would get the word out about those trends is presentations, newsletters, things like that. And we had a pretty good success rate with that, but we wanted to take it to the next level and provide real-time insights in a tailored and personalized way to people at all different levels and areas within the company. And so what we were able to do is assign a hashtag to each of the trends. And what Red Talk allowed us to do was basically give the ability to our consumer, in this case employees at Target, to subscribe to specific trends. And these trends would be available to them on their smartphone, on an iPad, or on their browser. And so the technology could be seen in an email form, or all they would have to do is download the app on their iPad, iPhone, smartphone, etc. And they could get those real-time trends and the insights and the observations and the things that were happening inside industry every day that Rachel would post to Red Talk to them instantaneously.
How has that been received?
It's been received very well so far. I think people appreciate the fact that they can subscribe to the information that's most relevant to them versus more of a traditional medium like an online newsletter where we would have to publish a lot of information at once. Right. And it was relevant to a big group, but a lot of times people would tell me they don't have time to go through the entire newsletter. They just want the information that they care about. Right. So it's helped in that aspect. It's also helped that it's accessible on a smartphone or an iPad because folks are mobile these days and they need to get that information on their terms. It's sort of the way we approach our guests outside of Target. So we're trying to figure out how do we get the information that our guests want from us before they shop Target, whether that be on a phone, an iPad, when they're calling in the store. It's sort of this omni-channel experience that we're trying to provide our guests. The same principle can be applied internally. I'm trying to get information to my guests. In this case, it's Target employees who need this information to make hopefully better business decisions with them.
Some very interesting ways of going about some issues I think that a lot of researchers share with you. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah. That concludes this episode of Research TV. I'm Mark Dresner, and you've just heard the Inside Scoop.